Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Georgia and yeah, I mean it's been a very long time since I've said that introduction, so it actually feels really weird to be like sat in front of a camera right now and saying that, because I have not filmed a YouTube video or posted a YouTube video I think for 2 years. You know, it's been a long time. And yeah, so if you are someone who used to watch me and you are watching me now, then thank you, and I'm sorry that I have not posted for 2 years. But yeah, my plan is to come back to YouTube, stay back on YouTube, and just continue my old journey of reacting to comedians, and yeah, just reacting to like shows and comedians and like fun, maybe new bits, because I feel like it was a hobby I used to really love. I really did treat it as a hobby when I was in university, and then I left university and I got a job, and then it just kind of trailed away, and then I just stopped doing it. And yeah, for like the past year of my life, I've just like, I don't know. My dad has constantly said to me, like, why are you not doing it? Like, you used to have fun doing it, you know, it's a little hobby you had, and now you've just stopped. Like, why have you stopped, you know? And I don't know why I stopped. I actually don't. I think I just got a new job, you know, started the working life, which, you know, I'm not really enjoying at the moment. So I thought, you know what, let's bring back my old, let's bring back my old fun hobby that I used to enjoy, which is this, you know. And I'm rambling again, and I forgot how much I used to ramble. I used to ramble a lot in my videos, and yeah, so I just want to say, first of all, for this video with my comeback to YouTube, thank you to my dad for giving me the inspiration today, because it is currently 9 p.m. that I'm filming this, because I spoke to him this morning and he was like, why aren't you doing it? And I was like, oh well, I don't have a laptop anymore because my laptop broke. I mean, I say my laptop broke. That's not what happened. I did not break my laptop. My cat stood on it. My cat stood on my laptop and cracked it, and then I got a new laptop which then didn't work because it was too cheap, and it just didn't work. And then I kind of just then from then on like didn't really have the equipment to do it, and then because I started working, life got busier, and then I just stopped completely. So I blame my cat. This all starts from my cat. Not that I'm going to blame an animal, you know, that can't even speak, for me not doing YouTube. Of course that's not the case. But, you know, a chain of events happened, such as my cat standing on my laptop and cracking it, me buying a new one, that not working, and then getting a job, you know. And I thought, yeah, sorry for that ramble, but like I just want to say, like, thank you to my dad for giving me the motivation every day to try and get back to it, and kept pushing me, and it finally worked, you know. And my dad's gonna say, I told you so, I told you. But you know what, I'll take it. He was right, I should have been doing it. Like, it's something I enjoyed. So, and I don't really do any acting anymore, and that's what I studied, and I should really, like, it's not performing because I'm being myself, but you know, it kind of like gives me like a nice fun thing to do, which I've kind of lost sight of through working. But yes, before I ramble on too much, just thank you for being back if you're back, hello if you're new, and yeah, let's get back into my first reaction of 2025. So yeah, today I have decided to react to someone. I don't even know who he is. I literally found it like an hour ago and was like, yeah, I'll react to that. So I'm reacting to a person called Dylan Moran. I guess he's a comedian. I don't know who he is. I guess he's a comedian. But I'm reacting to Dylan Moran on the British class system, because, you know, in my new life I say, it was only 2 years ago I stopped filming, but I have a job now. I have a job, and I was studying in university. I left university and I got a job because I needed to pay my way through what is, I consider, an expensive climate, I guess. You know, you need to pay for everything. Even a chocolate bar these days is like even a Freddo, like, do you know those like frog Freddos? They used to be like £2. No, they used to be like 30p, and now they're like £2 for a Freddo. Like, what the hell? But basically I got a job, and I do class myself as sort of like working class, I guess. I work and I don't have loads and loads of money, so I do class myself as working class, and I'm not ashamed to like admit that, because I just thought reacting to a comedian on the British class system would be fun. You know, it would tie in with my new life of, you know, working, and I want to see what kind of class I would be in, you know. That would be fun. I don't really know where to place myself. I'm going to place myself in the working class and say I work for everything, you know? Even for a Freddo. Have to work for a Freddo because they're like £2 now. But yeah, so I thought I'd react to Dylan Moran on the British class system. So let's get to it. Yeah, this introduction is 5 minutes and, you know, you can kind of tell that I haven't been here for a while. But yeah, let's get on with the video. Before the video, I just wanted to talk about these on my head. So in the process today of, because my brother has like a PC, it's like that box thing that you can plug a monitor into. And I thought I could use that. I don't need to use a laptop because I was going to buy a laptop today, but they're like super duper expensive. Like they were like £300 up, and I was like, no thank you. And my brother was like, well, I already have like the PC box thing. Why don't you just get the like monitor screen? And I thought, brilliant, because that's cheaper than a laptop. So I thought, yeah, that would be perfect for me. And then I bought a monitor screen, and then we came home to set it up, and he was like, oh no, you need speakers for it. And I thought, what do you mean I need speakers for it? Like, isn't there speakers in the screen? Otherwise, what's the point? And he's like, yeah, you need to get speakers. So I didn't have speakers, but I really wanted to film a video today because I was really excited for it. So I've got headphones. So I hope they work. I'm literally like really hoping that they work because I'm really excited to react to this video today. And yeah, but that's why I'm wearing these huge, horrible headphones. Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully I get speakers soon. I don't know why I need to tell you this. Like, it doesn't matter that I'm wearing headphones. I just wanted to tell that little story of the day because nothing ever seems to go right when I try and plan to do things. Something goes wrong. Laptop's too expensive. Fine, I'll get the screen. Get the screen, no speakers when I come home. Realise I can't film. And then I go, okay, fine, I'll get headphones. And then I couldn't find these headphones for like 30 minutes. And then I finally found them. Then it took me about bloody an hour to try and work out how to connect it to the screen because the Bluetooth was taking ages. Yeah, it was just the whole thing. But yeah, so I've been through, you know, I persevered today to make this video. So that'll be the first time in 2 years that I persevered on it. So yeah, let's get on with the video before I ramble too much. I'm sorry. If you want to skip to the intro, I will put like a timestamp at some point probably where you could just skip to the reaction because that's probably the bit you all want to see. So yeah.
One of the things it's very striking about Britain is the class system. And class is back. People are talking about class again, using these playground words, chavs and toffs. I found that very weird, because I wasn't aware of a class system growing up in Ireland. There didn't seem to be a class system, not that I knew about anyway. There just seemed to be everybody. And then there was 4 people over there who had big houses, but you didn't know them. It seems to me British people like the class system. You like to have little boxes to put people in. You know, you like to have aristocrats, people with 4 sets of teeth, nobody understands what they're saying. They live in big, drafty houses that smell of wet spaniel.
Oh my God.
And there's the upper, and they have all the fun with their surnames, because they're called things like Mr. Trasorius, Bletchley, Sarsingle, Pukington, and so on. And then there's the upper middle class who actually have all the money, and they have all the fun with their first names, because the child is christened or baptized, but it's never called by that name afterwards. It's always known by a nickname. Jaunty, Ning, Nong, Biff.
Do you know what? I like that he said that. Like, oh, they seem to be like the ones that are like happy and having fun. And I'm like, I hate this saying. Like, don't you always feel like constantly I hear people who have loads and loads of money say to you like, yes, but you know, it's not about money. It's about happiness. You know, money doesn't bring happiness. And I think to myself, yes, that could possibly be true. Like, find your own happiness, you know what I mean? I don't have loads of money and I could call myself happy. But say like they were upset about the same thing that I was upset about, I would, you know, they're going home to their mansion or their big house and, you know, feeling I think it's just about feeling comfortable. Like, I think, you know, if you have a lot of money, you're comfortable, you know what I mean? You've got a comfortable living circumstance. Your family are comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, imagine having so much money that like you can make your family comfortable and like, you know, and you can go on holiday here and you can go on holiday there. And I'm not moaning about it. Like, I'm not moaning. Do you know what I mean? I sound like I'm really moaning. I'm not. I'm just saying I hate that saying of like, but money doesn't bring happiness. And I'm like, it's very conveniently only people who have like a lot of money that say that statement, in my opinion. I think that's true. I think it does bring happiness. Or a sense of comfortability. Maybe not happiness. Remove the word happiness and put in like money can make you comfortable and more settled. And there we go. You know what I mean? Because yeah, I don't hear no poor people saying, money doesn't make you happy, because I'm sure like me, I don't have loads and loads of money, and I would be more than happy to have more. Don't get me wrong. If I won the lottery and had loads of money now, it might make me a bit happier than I am now. I mean, I am happy, don't get me wrong. I just don't like that saying. It annoys me. I'm sorry for rambling about that, because that's not really what he said. But yeah, it just made me think of that saying. But yeah, let's get on with the rest of the video.
My nickname, Jaunty, Ning, Nong, Biff, Squiff, Titface, whatever it is. Come on, we're going skiing again for no reason. Why would anybody want to go skiing? Why you could sit in the comfort of your own kitchen and break your knees with a hammer. What is the human impulse? What's wrong with these people? I think it's because they're so cosseted, their lives are so comfortable, they actually seek out danger as a pastime. If you're poor, you don't go and look for danger because you're surrounded by it. Your accommodation is dangerous, your neighbours are dangerous, your own family are pretty handy, you probably have a couple of moves yourself, your dinner could fucking kill you anyway.
Oh my god, sorry to pause it again, but that is so true. That is literally, could not be more true, honestly. Because the thing is, right, about the accommodation thing especially, because when I was in university, I couldn't I just got student loans, so it was like whatever that student loan they gave me could afford, I would move into. And I moved into a house, right, that was like, it was a lovely house, don't get me wrong, a lovely house, like it was a nice house, just a normal home, but it was literally covered in mold. You know what I mean? But if I was rich, they probably wouldn't have done that. They wouldn't have let me live in that. And it was like, and one time the landlord came to view it, and because they didn't provide us, bear in mind, with a tumble dryer or anything like that. So obviously, when you wash your clothes, we would just hang it up on like an error, like one of those error things that you hang clothes up on. And he came round once to like visit the home, and he was like, yeah, it's actually your fault the whole house is covered in mold. The whole entire house, by the way, because you hung up a couple wet tops on your error, and that's why. So it's your fault, so you need to get rid of it. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Break down the whole house and rebuild it so this mold is gone? Like, I can't do that, my friend. Like, I literally cannot do that. But yeah, I don't know why I'm rambling about that again. That's, he was speaking about going skiing. But yeah, honestly, annoying. Let's get back on with the video.
You don't have to go and look for danger. The dark creates all kinds of things. The dark creates music, particular kinds of music. Horrible folk music you don't want to listen to. And heavy metal, which they love in dark places. They love it in Scandinavia. They have all these metal bands, and they're not like the English ones or the American ones that have names like Metallica and Megadeth and so on. The names are, because English isn't their first language in Scandinavia, even though they all speak it, so they call their bands things like Anus Hammer, Egg Smuggler, all that stuff. And it's a very interesting look, heavy metal. You have everything down here. You've got jazz and ska and everything, and whatever, folk music too, probably. Folk music has its own look. It has, people wear dungarees because they say, I'm a man or a woman of the people. This isn't my main thing, I'm just like you, really. My main job is harvesting turnips. Anyway, this next number is called Cross-Eyed Mary of the Lowlands. I'd like to dedicate it to my wife. And then there's jazz, where you get people in suits, but they're non-conformist suits because they're wearing a pink shirt with a green jacket and a blue tie and trousers too complex to describe. And because they're saying, yes, I'm wearing a suit, but I work for me, and my job is to play the electrified tractor horn till 5 in the morning, so fuck you. Heavy metal is a very interesting look. The look is a kind of an argument. It's an argument against Darwinism. Because what the people who are involved are saying is that attraction is not necessary for reproduction. That's why they shave all the hair off where it would naturally be and cultivate it in places where it shouldn't be. And that's why the music is so angry. If you shave all the hair off your arse and then get into a pair of leather trousers, you're gonna sing an angry song. It's not gonna be some wistful ballad about that crazy summer in Paris with Justine. It's going to be much more death in the morning, death for breakfast, little pots of toasted death. And heavy metal is what happens when a group of people with competitively disgusting appearances come together to try to kill air. People go funny in middle age, Men go funny. They get into things, you know. They get a hobby. So yeah, I've always been interested in wood. I just didn't want to say anything until now. I need to go and be with my big lump of wood.
Oh my God. Let's talk about this, right? So my dad is... This is going to sound awful. I think he's like 53. 52, 53, something like that. Sorry, Dad. I'm sorry, I don't know your age, apparently. But yeah, and my dad has this thing where, like, for some reason, I mean, I'm sure he would explain it to me, but, like, you know, he sort of has done, like, handyman stuff, like building work and, like, you know, handyman, in the handyman business where you just sort of do, like, painting and this and that, and on the way he finds stuff, like random little stuff, like it could be pieces of wood, like just random pieces of wood, or just like random things that you just like wouldn't keep. You just throw it in the bin and send it to the skip. Like that's what you would do. But like he'll put it in his shed and be like, oh yeah, I might need that in a couple of years to fix something in the house. Oh, I might need that for something in you know, 10 years time. And I'm like, yeah, but you're just filling up the shed with junk. Like, why don't you just throw it away? Like, you don't need that. But then, lo and behold, there is one day in my dad's life, that he will find a purpose for it. And he'll go, I told you so. I told you I needed that thing, you know? I mean, I think that's my dad's hobby, hoarding random junk that he thinks will come of use in future. And then he will find a use for it, but I only think that's because he just wants to have an I told you so moment. But yeah, I think it's true. I think that's what middle-aged men do. 100%.
I need to go and be with my big lump of wood. They get a silly car, you know, a bright-coloured car that nobody else can fit inside so they can pretend they can drive around in their own penis. And,
oh my God.
My thing, what happened to me was I had this period of being addicted to action films, thrillers, modern thrillers. Really stupid ones, you know, the stupider the better. Not the old-fashioned kind of James Bond one where he's in a car, you know, and he's got a sharp suit and a lady in a frock is there and he clicks a pen and people's feet fall off and all that stuff. Not those. This is a modern one, you know, where you don't know what's going on and neither does the hero. That's the important thing. Everybody has amnesia in the film. And it begins with him running across the desert, picking numbers out of snakes that have been nailed to cactuses, because that's somehow going to explain who he is and what he's supposed to do. And then suddenly he's on a boat and he kills 19 people with his insoles. And then, you know, he finds out he can speak a dozen languages and he's an amazing pastry chef. He can control condiments by thinking about them. And rubbish, in other words. Even better if it's got Jason Statham in it. Those films are unimprovably stupid because they begin with him being thrown out of an aeroplane. He's got one wire attached from his heart going to his arse, another one going from his brain to his bollocks. And if he pulls the wrong wire, he swallows his eyes and vomits his liver. They're fabulous. Exercises in homicidal manliness. And because that's what's happening to you. You're becoming a blob, so you outsource your masculinity. You watch Jason do all this stuff. Go on, Jason, break his other collarbone. I got a parking ticket this morning. And you see, he's such a man. Even his lunch sweats.
Here's the thing, right? You want to know my problem with Jason Statham movies, right? Because I've actually watched a couple of his movies lately, and one was like a beekeeper movie, and there was just another one, and they're all so like samey. Like they're all like, and so unrealistic. And I know it's a movie. I know it's a movie, what everyone says. But like, one, I think he is a good actor. I like Jason Statham. Like, I think he's a good actor. But like, why does he play the same person in every single movie? Just this crazy, solid guy who can fight through every single man, and he can just dodge bullets like this because everyone else is just so terrible at aiming a gun but him. And I just feel like, I don't understand. Like, you watch it and you're like, I don't understand how, like, you're fighting against people and all of them are missing you because you're just that amazing at dodging and like you're so amazing at fighting, and it's like it's all the same. And like, he's not that bad of an actor, so I don't understand why they're all the same. And I do love the movies, and they are fun to watch. Maybe it's just what he's saying, like it's just a fun thing to watch, you know, like just enjoy it, you know, even though it's crazy unrealistic. But yeah, it is just crazy unrealistic, and that bothers me a little bit, I can't lie. But
You see, he's such a man. Even his lunch sweats. Most men are what? Nerveless bags of glands, you know? People who... Jason makes decisions. Most men get poleaxed by indecision just walking into Pret a Manger. Not Jason, he pulls the whole fucking circuit board out. That's how much of a man he is. You see? Most men are ambiguous creatures. You can imagine another life for yourself. You could have become a library glue wholesaler in Worthing. You might have been a bicycle customizer in the Isle of Wight. You might have been somebody who repaired lighthouses in Cornwall and fallen in love with the local fruit seller in midlife, realised you were gay. And he had been nursing a crush on you for all these years because you've been going in and out of there buying yams. And then you moved to Andalusia and opened your own small B&B with an incredible range of sherries. It could happen, you know? But not to Jason. Jason could never make love with another man. Never. Not unless that man contained information that could only be released through the enzymes in sperm. You see what I'm saying?
So yeah, that was my reaction to, what was his name? Dylan Moran on the British class system. Do you know what? I actually quite enjoyed it. For like a first video coming back and just like a random video like I clicked on today to like react to, I think it was quite fun. Do you know what I love about comedians? How like they can take a topic, like a small topic, just like the British working class system, and then they can just like turn it into a whole comedy, like 10-minute comedy sketch. Like that is crazy that you could like, I don't even know if it went on for longer than that. Like maybe it was just cut off at 10 minutes. Like I could not take that topic and turn it into a whole 10-minute sketch and make it so inventive and fun and like a story that you're following through, and all like the weird little like nitpicky things that I feel like they can like find, you know? So yeah. And yeah, I just like how we went through it. Like it wasn't serious and whatever. It was just fun and happy-go-lucky. And that's what I like about a comedian, just happy-go-lucky. But yeah, if you want to see me react to more Dylan Moran videos, then please let me know. Or if there's any other people or shows you want me to react to as I, you know, restart my YouTube journey, then please let me know again. And yeah, just thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, so please give it a like, maybe subscribe to me, and or just yeah, have a good day and continue watching, because I'm gonna stick around hopefully for, you know, future, long term, hopefully forever, you never know. But yeah, thank you for watching. Goodbye.